the hero Gotham needs right now. So we'll hunt him.
Fuck!
What is going on, guys? It is time to go over the Dark Knight Hovernyan or Hoover. I actually really don't know. Actually, Hoover would have two O's, but we're not going to talk about that because it's almost 2 o'clock in the morning and I promised you guys a late night video, and I thought, why not do a late night, Dark Knight, you know. I hope you guys got that. I don't know. I don't know if no one guessed from the preview of the last video that we were going to be doing this guy. So anyway, let's go on to this guy's skills, leader, passive, active, all this good stuff, his base stats, his optimal rune sets, and of course the hero talents. So first off, we're going to go with the leader skill. Increases dark allies evasion by 25%, and that's going to be muy importante in a few minutes. But this is actually just really good. 25% chance to not get hit is absolutely amazing. Very, very valuable trait there. And of course, that's all dark allies, not just himself, which sometimes I hate when you have a passive that's, you know, very selfish. It usually only counts for the character, but you have a whole dark squad in there, you're good to go, baby. So next up, we're gonna have the evasive flight. 100% chance at the start of the wave, very important, and 80% chance when an ally dies to activate quick reflex. Quick reflex is your evasion is increased by 70% for 5 turns, and he always evades counterattacks. Now, if you guys can see, evasion increases your evasion by 70%, it says here, but these count on each person's turn. That is very important. So let's say if you're on a 1v1 fight, it's quick reflex is going to be more viable, but when you're fighting against a 5v5, it's just a little bit less viable because he's going to obviously, you know, maybe dodge once and then get hit after like a couple turns has passed, because it does count your ally turns as well. So keep that in mind. Next up, we got the big attack boost because it gives him a big attack boost. How ironic. Increases the caster's attack by 20% for each living enemy. This man is here to fight evil, and 100% chance for the caster to gain focused power for 60% for 1 turn upon successfully evading attack. So focus power increases his single target attack damage, which all his skills, spoiler alert, all his skills are single attack damage skills, and this is crazy. So that there's 5 enemies, he has a innate 100% attack bonus on top of having single target attack damage, which is nuts. And that's just, like I said, we're just going over his passive. So if you're thinking about 70% here, he has quick reflexes, 25% here, that's 95%, and I think it's actually capped at like about 75% if I'm not mistaken. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember the maximum of skills, like stats. There's certain maximums to them, but let's just have it in a dreamland that he has a 95% chance to dodge. Like, that's insane. But if we even keep it down to 70% here, or I think it is 75% is the max, that's still a very likelihood that he's going to evade, and then he's going to evade, get the focus power, and then death on your souls. So that is really what's so strong about him. He has a really, really good kit without us even going into the rest of his kit. He will sit there and be strong. He's an attacker. Like, we haven't even gone to the skills, and he's hitting people for 60%, 100%, 160% accretional. How do we spell that? Additional damage increase in wow, what is that even word? I should try to, I'm gonna definitely try to spell that. Anyway, so now we're going to the S1. Gusty Crosspaw inflicts damage that is ignored defense. So we got a S1 that ignores defense, because why the hell not? Does it not ignore defense? And you can see here at level 3, 100% chance to decrease all skill cooldowns by 1 turn upon killing an enemy. That's busted dusted right there, and nothing crazy happens. But when you max it out, level 6, 2 turns. So now let's just go over really quick. Let's just glance at the cooldowns of these, right? So this one is 3 turns and this one is 5. So just saying, this is my personal favorite to level up because it's kind of crazy. Also because I will be suggesting counterattack on him, just a little heads up, and that's another reason why I really like this as a tech. But I think that you'll also see that every level 3 of this guy changes the skills a little bit dramatically, making it like you probably want to maybe just put each thing to 3 first and then max out after that. But if you were to pick one first, I definitely think that this thing is kind of crazy. Remember, it ignores defense, And if it gets a kill, which ignore defense things tend to do that, just saying. So really strong thing here, really good S1. But now we're gonna go to the S2 dash attack. Inflicts damage equal to 200% of the attack to one target. Of course, everything scaling with the focus power is single targets, and a 70% chance to stun the target for 2 turns on base. And that's really crazy because most of the single target stuns are usually like 1 turn, and then they get 2 turns later on. Also, he has an 80% chance to grant the caster quick reflexes again to evasion. So like I said, we're gonna go to level 3, and level 3 it's a 100% chance to grant quick reflexes. So now it says here you have a chance to do it at the start of the wave, right? And then you also have it when an ally dies. But what if you don't want your allies to die? You don't want to wait for them to die because your team comp is so good. You're so good. It's so godly. You also have it to get quick reflex on the S2. And if we're going by this being max theory crafting, that this thing is going to pretty much be on a negative cooldown. You're going to pretty much always have it up if you have that max. But like you see here, this is kind of good, 100% chance to make sure that you get this off, because if you keep it at 1 and F2, it's very high, but there is a chance that the quick reflexes might not come. Then you're not evading as much, and then you know the rest of your kooky cracky kit does not go off. So just to keep that in mind. Also, if you max this out, you are rewarded with a 3-turn stun, and the cooldown goes down to 2. This guy is literally so good. If he's 666, he might actually be the best of all of them if he's 666, but I'm only saying that because I don't know what Jibby is on hand. But I know Jibby's kit and his whole kit, Jibby's kit is really crazy too. Can't wait to go into him, but you're gonna have to wait for another day because we're talking about the Dark Knight. So that's really crazy. As you see, 2 turns here, and then you get this kill, get the 2 turns, go back to evading everything. Plus, at that point, you probably don't even need the passive. You know, you can actually work without the passive, but he's pretty good with the passive. But once this is like leveled up and you're guaranteeing getting this quick reflexes, you probably don't even need to do that if you just want him to solo stuff and just be a absolute god. So next up, we got the S3, In the Name of Justice. Inflicts damage equal to 300% of attack to one enemy. Of course, it's a single target. 70% chance to increase the target's skill cooldowns by 1. 100% chance to grant Veil of Phantasm. What's busted dusted about that? Veil of Phantasm is a free evade. So he has 2 things, the S2 and the S3, to give him evasion. And that's why I really am thinking about this, because the fact is that it allows him to pretty much keep doing this. Like, these are really great 3s, and this one on 3 you get penetration damage, which means that you're a single target nuke that goes through shields and damage immunity is nutso. But that's kind of like why I really value the S1, because it allows you to keep going for that stuff as long as you're getting kills, obviously. So what comes here, 3, and then of course 2-turn Veil of Phantasm, 100% chance to increase the skill cooldowns. Now, if you guys don't know how important that is, you pretty much, if he's fast enough, which will go into his base stats, or even not so, he doesn't have to be. Let's say there's a Rue on the enemy team, you hit him with the S3 to start the match, which is good because Veil of Phantasm is theoretically better than quick reflexes because it just takes a dodge for you. Quick reflexes will do it for multiple turns, but like I said, in PvP or any team or any PvE aspect or situation where there's multiple people, quick reflexes kind of loses its luster. Meanwhile, Veil of Phantasm will pretty much help you out until that fateful day where they actually try to hit you. But then, you know, that's what this comes into as well. But increasing their skill cooldowns is like stopping Rue from having her you know, revive up as soon as someone dies. She has to wait a turn, and it's all their cooldowns. So their S2 and S3 is pretty much unavailable to them. So it's just really good. And the fact that he does that is, it's obviously a skill, like not a skill, but it's obviously a way for them to nullify a target, keep punching them while he can't get hit. He's all about just not taking damage and just evading a bunch of stuff. And evasion is really good because obviously you're not going to get stunned. You have to worry about debuffs. And while you're just sitting there being a menace to society and just winning all the fights, and that's why he's so strong. He's a single target, heavy DPS that can't be hit. It's pretty much in the same lengths of kind of like what Ashley is, but a little bit toned down. At 666, this guy would be a monster because he would just be doing a lot of damage and have everything on a lower cooldown. Like, even if he doesn't get a kill, just think about it. If he doesn't get a kill with the S1, he's still stunning for 2 turns, you know, and evading, and It's crazy. And remember, he also starts off with quick reflexes. So in the beginning of the match, it's already hard to hit this guy. So, and he evades all counterattacks. So he's hitting you and not taking the damage, you know, when you try to counterattack back. So really, really good kit. Anyone will tell you that his kit is amazing. It's nothing to be laughed at. He's definitely, you should see him in comps because he's actually legitimately good. He's not like a crap character. Like, it was kind of hard convincing other people of the other ones, but there's no need to convince. Like, this guy is busted and so is Jibby. All right, here we go. These are his lovely base stats, and he's an SSR attacker. So of course we're gonna have 38-18 on the base attack, 76-36 on the HP, but we are always here to check that beautiful, lovely, lustrous attack speed. And he has a base of 599 base attack speed. Ladies and gentlemen, this means that he is fast. Not only is he fast, he is just as fast as the Ruby, the god of speed. As you can see right there, that's obviously 599. So it's crazy that he's actually as fast as Ruby. Ruby is one of the characters that you would normally see go first in a matchup, but guess who is just as fast? The Dark Knight. Of course the Dark Knight is fast. Are you kidding me? So if you guys are thinking about a character that not only can go first, he can actually go first, lead with the stun if he wanted to, or go first and then lead with this, the S3, as I was telling you. There's a reason why he can do that. He can go first and pretty much disable one target and they can't use their skills. You guys have been worried about Verdandi? Yeah, outspeed Verdandi, hit her with his S3, and the bitch can't do the S3. So she can't S3 you back. So what? If you're not summoning for this guy, what is wrong with you? You better get that yokai selector or something. I know that they just said something about, I don't know, like people aren't getting it or whatever, but whatever. Yes, this is what it is. And he gets the Veil of Phantasm just so he can get the focus, but stop. And the crazy part of it is if he gets outsped, he has the quick reflexes, which gives him the focus power that makes every one of his skills stronger when he actually gets to attack. Stop. Rune of Agility, we're gonna, oh, sorry, I'm like skipping ahead. Hey guys, let's talk about the rune sets. Rune of Agility is going to be really good. Obviously, you want him to go as quick as possible, so giving him a little bit of an edge to make sure he goes over anyone else that might be thinking that they might be a bit outspeed, but they can't because they don't have that base 599, baby. It's like I'm buying something from the dollar store, baby. It's 599. It's so cheap because it is cheap. This character is definitely cheap. So agility, obviously, get him to go make sure that he's going first. Or just run a bunch of attack speed, substats, whatever you got, but I'm pretty sure attack speed substats are hard to come by. The Pride and True, Skidamarinky Dinky Doo, Rune of Rage, he's an attacker. You can try to like base himself off of the awesomeness that is his kit and just increase his overall damage. There's nothing wrong with that. This is the subset or the two set that I was really thinking of. Hell, I'd even run triple of these or something if I really wanted to. The reason why I want counterattack is because of all his evasion. I kind of want to increase the time that he is doing damage. The reason why I'm saying that is because he is evading, he's not getting damage done to him, but also he's just technically just kind of sitting there, and as he's just sitting there and dodging the attacks, I would rather him hit back. Also, the reason why I want him to hit back, as I mentioned, is because if his S1 does get a kill when it's level 3 or higher, then he will actually reduce his cooldown, so when his turn actually comes up, he can just S2 or an S3. That's the reason why I'd want him to have high counterattack. You don't have to run the counterattack set itself. You can also just opt to put it in your substats wherever it could be, well, need be, which would be obviously, ooh, look at that, which is like here. And this is the only reason why I even put this Rune Domino, because he's obviously not going to do that, but I just had double counterattack and it's the 5 slot, which is the demon slot. So that's all really. Everything else is really like you're just putting it there purely because of, you know, substats and stuff like that. But those are pretty much his best options, I would have to say. Next up is going to be the favorite part ever. First off, let's get the big attack boost. Oh yeah. All right. So here we're gonna go for the heal because no. but let me be devil's advocate just for once, because I've never had a character like this. Since he does have all that dodgy wodgy stuff, this wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to give him an ability to kind of heal himself. But yeah, no. 52. Increased damage in arena, increased damage in bosses. He's only really right now in the Bazaria boss, so it's like, where else are we gonna use him? But there are a decent amount of light dungeons that he could be used for, so I definitely think that bosses is not the worst thing here, because he could be used, I would definitely say, in Christian. He could be used in Tesla. Actually, I just lied. I would not use him in Tesla unless his counter rate is like off the chain, because of, you know, you definitely need multi-strikers in there. But Christian would be a good stop. The constant S2 stun would be really, really good, and the ability to penetrate the defense is really good. So I think he could definitely do some work in there. But he's gonna shine in arena, so I still think maybe you just want to go in arena just to save yourself without having to re-roll this later. And this game hates me. All right, next up is 54. So he's counterattack multi-striker. Usually I say this, but do you really want to go defense when he's gonna be dodging all day? Yep, but just in case he gets hit. This game hates me. All right, next up, we can't even do it anymore. We're out of green. We're out of green love potion, whatever this is. So next up, decreased damage taken, decreased damage taken. We're 100% going with this one, because this has to do with when you get attacked, not when you take damage. So yes, he could take less damage, but we're not even trying to take less damage. We're trying to avoid it altogether. So I would definitely go with the grudge and get an attack boost for free, because it's a separate attack boost that your other, yeah. It's free damage. And last but not least, 58, crit strike damage, crit strike chance, and then penetration. Now, this one is a little bit iffy, because the same argument I just made for the increased attack, having him with penetration would be really good. Reason being is that 1, it's for 2 turns. 2, the only penetration he has is on his S3 and not on his S2 and S1, so it would kind of make him more of a threat to shield and damage immunity comps, because they're coming, baby. Let me tell you, they're coming. But if you don't feel too confident in wanting to go for this, then obviously crit chance is really good. He has absolutely nothing that gives him crit damage, automatic crit damage I should say, so it's either between these two. I'll probably be going with this because I like the tech of being able to penetrate when I feel like it, pretty much. This seems cool, but I feel like he might already have enough damage with all those other random stuff, and this will just add something, because it doesn't matter how much damage you have if they have a shield or damage immunity, then you're just kind of sitting there. So what do you guys think about the Dark Knight? He's here. Look at that big hand. Like, you think it's so small, but he actually is. Look at that force. That is like super force. Boom, boom. Look at that. Ugh. What a magical guy. I honestly, like, after reviewing some of these characters, it's insane to see like how strong they actually are. Like, if you would take the complaints of people that are mad about these characters being in the game and then just like switch his kit with, let's say, like one of the Full Metal Alchemists or with one of the Fairy Tail characters, like there would be no complaints. But like the fact that he looks like this is the reason why people are mad. But like, you can't ignore these kits. You can't. Like, and let's be honest, who doesn't want to bust someone's ass with a little okay. Oh my god, it's just too funny. It's too funny. Let me know what builds you guys are going on them. Let me know what you guys are doing with them. Let me know if you're still summoning for them. Let me know if you're pissed that I got Surdic. Let me know all that good stuff in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.